Welcome back, Nicola, Andre, so far. Wayne is joining us as well. People up in Gauteng is very sharp this morning, or they probably, their senses are frozen. I have to admit, there's quite a bit of a shock to my system this morning as well, when I got up and it was 3 degrees. That's not Cape Town weather. That's not proper Cape Town weather. That's not supposed to be that cold. We don't mind the rain, but it's the cold, not good. Okay, Shania joining us. Dylan is joining us. Darren is back. I'll give it a couple more seconds, and I can also admit people later, but I don't want to start with the assignment if everybody that were part of the first session hasn't joined us yet. I think it appears as if everybody that were part of the first session is back. We one short, probably somebody is making a cup of tea. Okay, let me put on the screen. I'm sharing the screen with you now. Can everybody just indicate to me if they can see that? Everybody see the screen? You should have your
Yes, sir.
assignment number 1, formative 2, F2. The assignment, which is due in a month's time, just more than a month's time. We've got about 5 weeks to do it. As I said, it's not a tough assignment, and I'm not going to waste too much of your time on the general instructions. I'm pretty sure that you're all familiar with the general instructions. I will highlight some of the general instructions, but just to give you, just to share valuable information with you, always pay attention to your handing date. On the 17th, by 5 o'clock in the afternoon on that day, it's not an unlimited open session for the whole day like it's been during lockdown. Before 5 o'clock, end of business on the 17th, your assignment must be in. If you're going to be late for whatever reason, make sure that you do a written email submission requesting for extension to the academic manager, Mrs. Liebenberg, not to your lecturer. This particular assignment was drafted by Mrs. Gajewski. Some people in Gauteng will remember her from last year. She's down in Cape Town now. Mrs. Zontag, who's on leave this week, but who's with the Centurion people, with the moderators. And I'm lecturing this module jointly with Mrs. Zontag. And then obviously for the Belva guys, I'll be marking their assignments. And Mrs. Zontag will do that for the Centurion group. It's an individual assignment, so some of you would be very happy with that. I think group assignments, while we're doing online lecturing and learning, is a bit more challenging, but not totally impossible. And there's obviously a possibility that your second assignment would require you to do a sort of a short video, record a video and upload it. And then, or we can do a sort of a Zoom presentation or Zoom session where you, during your session, do your presentation to us. So there's many ways of doing a practical evaluation in that regard. But as groups, until we can travel across borders and between provinces, it's probably not going to be that easy. Important to remember is when it comes to the submission of the assignment itself, right there in the center of the screen at the moment. Traditionally, everybody has submitted their assignments on Turnitin, so you can get the similarity report. And then we've created a portal on Moodle as well for submission. Now, some of you might have experienced that, and we're quite concerned about the fact that for your last submission for your second assignment for modules in the first semester. Some of you uploaded to Turnitin and then went on to Moodle as well and submitted it there, and all of a sudden your similarity shows 100%. It will show 100% because that portal on Moodle is linked to Turnitin. So immediately if you upload it there, you'll get a similarity. But if you upload it on both of those platforms, obviously Turnitin is going to recognize your own assignment on the Moodle platform, and that's why it will go to 100. It did not affect anybody's marks because we are familiar with that, or we're aware of that fact. But please, people, on your course page, on this module page, for you, BCM2, you click on SOP22. There is a specific folder that says F2 Assignment 1. It's a red and white little icon. That's where you submit, not on Turnitin, online to Moodle via that specific portal that we have created. Please, okay, remember that is important. The rest of the stuff you know about plagiarism and referencing and whatever. It's not an official request requirement of the particular assignment, but I would love to see students use different or variety or sufficient variety of resources when they submit their bibliography. I would like to at least see a reference to one textbook or one article, one internet visit or website visited. So you're not limited to just those three, but I would at least want to see that. It's important. Also use the ProQuest option that is available to you through Prestige Academy, and use those resources that is made available to you. And now actually to the assignment itself, and the girls will jump up and down and the boys will say, oh my goodness, what is sorbate? Last time I can remember that was something that you eat, but it's actually not. People, here lies the learning. As much as I said, 50-50 split, because there's 22 students and 11 are females. Guys might not know what sorbet is about. If you are not, then well, educate yourself, because this is the 21st century. And you might find some valuable hints and tips here that you can actually surprise your girlfriend or your boyfriend or your wife, whatever, in future with a voucher or a visit to one of the beauty and skin saloons or their range of products. So yes, Sorbet, it's a local South African company, and they specialize obviously in beauty and skincare, and then they obviously have a range of makeup products as well. All the information on the, not all information that you require and that's necessary for this assignment, you'll find in this particular document. But obviously there is a reference at the bottom, the website that that was used for where this particular article is from. But also then visit Sorbet's website and get some valuable information. The questions in your assignment is obviously related to specific specific aspects and specific specific aspects of the that we'll be dealing with in this module. So the information that you get from Sorbet and from the article itself is only for the application component of your assignment. You'll see that as second year students, you probably become used to the fact that most of your assignments nowadays are very much expecting you to apply your knowledge, and that's a natural progression, where in the first year we'll be giving you information so we can teach you how teach you what the aspects are, get an understanding of what it's about. And now in your second year and in your third year, we would like to know how much you understand it and how you can apply it across the board on different subjects. So where some students might feel that, you know what, skincare, makeup, and oh, it's not really my scene. The fact of the matter is the principles that you're going to be evaluated on in your assignment is is applicable across the board, regardless of what your business is. If you are a grocery store, or you are selling cars, or international business trading across borders, the same principles apply. Okay, so to the assignment itself, question 1, people, it's not a tough one at all to grasp. I've touched on it in my first session, the first video. The business philosophies, there are quite a few. I've mentioned it, and I think we've all realized and we've all concluded that in the first session that the business philosophy that most companies nowadays have towards marketing and sales is more a marketing or a customer oriented approach. And basically, yes, in question 1, there are a few. We've got production, we've got sales, we've got product, we've got marketing, we've got customer oriented philosophies. You're going to select the ones that you believe, or the one that you believe is most appropriate for sorbet, and obviously motivate why you have chosen them. I can pretty much, well, I can guide you here and say it's definitely not going to be the production one, where they have produced a lot of makeup and lipstick and gloss and whatever and all the products, and then got the salespeople in and say sell. I'm pretty convinced that the majority of sorbet products are as a result of the interaction and those discussions that happen when women and men visit their saloons for pedicures and manicures, and then you can't go anywhere while they're doing your nails. You can't do anything while they are trimming your eyebrows. You are a captivated customer, and they are quite good at it, to be honest with you. And I've visited them. They are quite good in ensuring that the customer is comfortable, and when the customer is comfortable and they are conducting their specific treatment, they have the best opportunity in the world to talk and find out what the customer wants and what they enjoy and what they don't like. I'm pretty sure the makeup range is as a result of that, and speaks straight to the needs of their clientele. So yes, definitely not, I think, a production orientated philosophy that the management of sorbet is following. So I hope that gives you enough information on what's expected in question 1. At any point, you're more than welcome to unmute yourself and ask a question. I will allow questions at the end as well. But then also, we all realize that some of the questions you might not have the information or have enough knowledge to complete anyway. So you can't really ask a question if you don't know what to ask. Question 2, describe the product that you have selected to promote. Okay, obviously, because this is about the promotion of one of the products in that range that you have selected, by referring to its features and benefits. That's a very important thing in any sales. People remember that initially when you're selling, you are highlighting the features of that particular product to the potential customer, and then you're linking it to the benefits that it's going to provide you. Let's revert to something that some of the male students will probably understand better. You're going out and you're buying a vehicle. The features of the vehicle, all the bells and whistles, it's great, and that is not necessarily going to always spark the sale. But the fact is that the benefits that you get from buying that vehicle, that independence that you have now, that you don't have to rely on a lift club or on public transport, but the fact that you now have your own vehicle, that gives you the benefit of independence and of transport. So just make sure that when you do this for this particular product that you've chosen, how you differentiate between the features and the benefits. Question 3, investigate 3 corporate objectives. Now, question 1, 2, and 3 is all linked together, or 3.1, 3.2, and 3.3 all linked together. This is where, and it's something that's not unfamiliar to you. You definitely did this in business marketing. I'm quite convinced of it. You start by setting an objective, a business, and then obviously you also have certain strategies and tactics on how to achieve those objectives. So differentiate between 1 and 2, those questions, 3.1 and 3.2. The objectives, people, in broader terms, gives you your broader vision, where the company wants to go, what they want to achieve, what legacy they want to leave. And it helps the staff to know what they are supposed to do and guide them towards what to do to reach those objectives. The strategies in 3.2 is your action plan. How are you going to get to achieving those objectives? And your tactics is what you do on a daily basis. And the tactics is probably the aspects that we are going to change on a regular basis. The tactics, if we can refer to a game of football or a game of rugby, for instance, you go out with a specific strategy on this is what we're going to do today, and we're going to play wide on the left side because we've got more speed there. And then obviously your opposition have studied you as well, and then they counter that particular strategy, and you have to now change your tactics. You don't have to change your strategy, you just have to change the tactics. And you can eventually, if you change your tactics, revert back to playing down the left where you've got more speed. So the tactics is what you do on a daily basis to ensure that you achieve your action plan, and as a result, the objectives and goals that you've set for the company. That's 3.1 and 3.2. And in 3.3, we are obviously now expecting you to apply this to Sorbet in this case. Question 4, compile a detailed sales promotion. Well, it's self-explanatory. There's so many things that you can do to promote the sales of a particular program. More about that when we deal with it in a chapter, but you can let your mind go back to what we did in the final chapter in business marketing, and that's when we dealt with the different components of the marketing communications mix. Remember, there's direct selling, there's personal selling, there's sales promotions, there are samples and vouchers. Those are all different components that form part of your marketing communications mix, and as a result of that, your sales promotion. Also tie that in with your marketing mix, where the third P is promotion. That's how everything linked together.
So,
yes, question.
It says include a mock-up design. So is it like literally illustrate or what?
Yeah, I think with the fact that this is going to be submitted online, I'm not going to expect you to build a model or whatever, but I think it's yes. What we expect here is to design a sort of a promotional. If you're gonna send out flyers, Shanae, to your potential customers, design something and submit it electronically with your assignment as an addendum or annex to your assignment. So yes, we've got Publisher and all kinds of different software on your computer that you can use to sort of design the layout maybe of a voucher, buy one get one free. I mean, you copy and paste things that you get from their site, and you be creative in that regard. But that's what you refer to in this regard. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Question 5. Sorbet is a South African brand. Yes, we know that. But now they are doing so well, and you want to expand. You want to go across the border into different countries. And I think it's chapter 5 in this module that deals with international selling. And basically, question 5 is just expecting you to name the things that you would definitely have to consider when you're branching into or extending your business into another country. Apart from the regulations and the import taxes and export taxes and all the different paperwork that you have to complete, it's more along consideration of the different cultures and the different values of the countries in which you are intending to branch into. For instance, I mean, with the cow being sacred in India, you're not going to open a McDonald's and sell beef burgers. Okay, so the fact is there are certain religious and cultural and considerations that you have to keep in mind when you are extending your business across the borders. Um, that is what is expected in question 5. And in your manuals, I think that chapter is specifically chapter 5 as well. Question 6, identify any 5 key responsibilities. Now, there are many, but the key responsibilities, as pretty much as it explains, are essential. Those are the ones that needs to be there, and that every salesperson should have. So that's straightforward again, but in this case, not just name them, but also describe them. That's why it's 5 times 2. Okay. So as you can see, it's not a demanding assignment itself, but again, and I will refer to the assignment throughout the chapters as we go along. I will say, guys, you should be able to complete question 1, question 2, question 3 at this point because we have covered it. But none of this is of such a nature that you cannot start gradually on this already. And definitely question 1 is something that you can start with already, but I wouldn't get too excited about it immediately, but also the second half of the year goes much faster, although the days are exactly still 24 hours. Yes, I think rather start identifying products, go onto the website, see what the different possible products are that's available and choose one, and start researching on that particular product, make your selection on what product. Nothing more, I think, at this stage in week 1 for you to get the ball rolling on this particular assignment. And then obviously people make sure that your referencing is correct. I think you by now know that it is important that the referencing is done correctly. I have not had too many problems at the end of the previous semester with second years referencing correctly. I think you've got the hang of it now. Anything basically that's not your own, the resource needs to obviously be referenced. Just make sure that you're doing it properly and and correctly. But I think that one you've got waxed. Okay. Any questions? Any questions? Yes.
Can I quickly ask, how does the textbook look? Just to make sure that I have it. The textbook, how does it look?
Oh, what the textbook looks like.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Shania, that's the one book I don't have with me at the moment. I'll get it on campus tomorrow, and I'll show it to you. It was just out for another lecturer but I'll get it from the lecturer. I've already spoken to him about it, and he'll when I'm on campus tomorrow. I'm just doing these sessions from my home office today and yesterday because I've had a bit of a stomach bug. I don't want to risk my health and everybody else's health by going to campus for that matter. I think we all during COVID have become very aware of or more cautious. So yeah, you don't want to run that risk. But the book itself, I don't have to. What I'll do is, if I don't get the actual book tomorrow, I'll have a nice picture for you on the front cover.
Okay.
But also, I think on your PowerPoint slides, there should be a reference to the book, the specific edition, the authors, as well as the ISBN number. But yeah, if it's not, definitely I'll have it for you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Sure, no problem. Any other questions, guys? Nothing?
No, sir.
Good. Just before we close, guys, chapter 1 or the first The book is in a number of parts. Part 1 deals specifically with the sales perspective, and chapter 1 and chapter 2 forms part of that. Chapter 1 that we'll start on tomorrow is basically, if you go through a chapter, and chapter 1 and chapter 2 I've already uploaded to the slides onto Moodle. Your assignment is on Moodle as well, but chapter 1 itself, dealing with the development of sales, how sales have developed over time, and the role of selling specifically in the marketing function. That is what chapter 1 is about. There's a reference to the pages in chapter 1, and specifically the different assessment criteria that will be covered once we have done chapter 1. It's important for us to know and distinguish between the different types of selling. It's important that we understand what the characteristics is of modern selling. And then also, there are different categories of customers. You know that we've dealt in marketing with business to business, B2B, and B2C, business to customer. There are different types and categories of markets. And it is important in selling that you, and this is where it ties in with marketing segmentation. And you say, oh, geez, I couldn't remember, I didn't understand why we have to do market segmentation. Marketing segmentation and then deciding on your target market is extremely important in selling. Otherwise, you're going to be going through thousands and thousands and thousands of names of people, and you're going to get rejected 4 out of 5 times because your database that you're using is not specific to the product that your business is selling or that you are trying to sell. And that's why you have segmented the market and you're now focusing on a specific market segment. You're targeting a specific market segment. And that's what we refer to here as the different customer groups or markets. And then obviously the implications of production, sales, and marketing orientation, the different orientations, which you refer to question 1 in your assignment. That's what chapter 1 is about. That's what we'll do tomorrow. And we see how it progresses. We've got 2 periods tomorrow, and this is week 1. Everybody's out the blocks, but this is not a sprint. It's a marathon. So don't want us to pull hammies here at the start of the term. So we'll do it slowly. And again, I would like total interaction with everybody as much as we can. At any point, you're welcome to stop me. I'm going to go back to the original screen. Anybody, people, we're finishing off in 2 minutes time. Anybody that has anything to add or any questions that you have at this stage? Everybody's still awake.
No, sir. I am awake, but I don't have questions.
Well, the fact that you replied means that that you are awake, definitely, yes. And yes, I think there's too much that we've done today that actually requires any questions. I think it's quite clear, but yes, please, people, if there's anything, don't hesitate at all. You've got my email address. You've got Mrs. Zontag's email address. Please send us emails. I think now that we have reverted to a sort of a more used routine that we used to on campus, with lectures running 6 periods a day, according to the timetables that you are used to. I think it will be a bit easier. I think for me, if I can reflect on delivery and teaching and during the lockdown period in the previous term, the challenges for me was that because of just my nature, if I have a period, second period this morning, 9:25, even though we're in lockdown and we're not doing live sessions, I was in front of my computer in case somebody watched the video and had a question to ask. But I'm not sure, like, everybody's probably not like that. And I think it took me about 2 or 3 weeks to realize that, you know what, although I am available, the reality of the matter is that students don't always have the same domestic situations, and they have different challenges. And as a result of that, As a result of that, sometimes students, it would be brother and sister in the same household, but the one studying at UJ, the other one is studying with Prestige Academy. They both have online classes and they both have assignments to do and they both have videos to watch, but they are sharing their internet or the data, and it just becomes very difficult sometimes. It can become difficult. And that's why we've also opened during that period your exams and your assessments to be done throughout the day. So some people say, well, my quiet time in the morning is between 5 and 7, so that's why I'm going to write my exam then. Some people say, listen, I can't do it. I'm for various reasons, and I can only do it later on. So those were some of the challenges that we faced, but everything worked out quite well, I think, in the end. Again, people, welcome back after the break. Well, for you it was a break. For us, it's just business as usual. But I look forward to this term, and let's see how we could at the best, or in the best way, and hopefully in an entertaining manner, we can get through this module on sales. Yeah, and get you excited about selling, even if you believe that your personality does not suit a career in sales specifically. But just remember, and I'll leave you with this, selling is not limited to people with certain specific personality traits and a certain characteristic and certain personality, because and only those people can sell. And we've all heard the expression that salespeople are born and not made. That's partially true. You can be taught to sell. And in my opinion, I believe that all of us are actually salespeople. We are selling on a daily basis. I watched, I saw an image the other day, which was, I think, quite descriptive in this regard, of a young grade 7 girl who was, during the Entrepreneurs Day at school, she was standing behind a desk and she was advertising that she's selling fudge and homemade fudge. And there was a boy at the side of the table, obviously, because this was image. It was quite clear that he was actually fancying her, but he was also fancying the fudge. And people in a situation like that, both of them are selling. She's selling fudge, but I mean, he's not just buying the fudge. He's also trying to impress her. So the fact is, people, for us to get by and now get our way in life, we are selling on a daily basis. What are you doing when you're going for a job interview? You are selling yourself. So by it's not, you don't have to have a career in sales, people, to actually be in sales. I watched some football again last night as well, and yeah, I have to just also squeeze this in for those who've been tormenting me for many, many years. Thank you very much. We are the champions now, finally, for those football players. And unfortunately, with the lack of good rugby, I'm watching more football than before. But it's always in a sport match, you remember. I mean, if it's Serena Williams in a tennis match, if it's Lionel Messi in a soccer game, or if it's a rugby player in a rugby game, there's always, when there's players arguing with the ref. And when he's arguing with the ref, he's trying to sell his opinion on this decision that the referee has made to the ref. We are selling wherever, people, on a daily basis, believe it or not. We just don't always see it because there's not necessarily always an exchange of monetary value. Okay, I'll leave with that. Thank you very much for attending. Good luck for the rest of the day. We're halfway through it. There's only 3 more periods left for those of you who have a full day.
Thank you, sir.
I will see you guys tomorrow. Let me check my timetable. I think I see you for the second period. Am I right? Yeah. I see you tomorrow morning, second period. Yes, second or third period. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for attending. Good luck for the rest of the day. I'll see you tomorrow.
Bye, sir. Enjoy your day.
Thanks. Bye-bye, guys.
Cheers, sir.
Thank you.